What's good, world? It's your boy SK74. Gang. What's the word? Alright. So, as you see, I got another video. Lil B, EBT. So, I'm gonna be honest. I don't really know him. But we're gonna get to know him today. For those who don't know him, I don't. But I do appreciate these subscribers that's coming too. You know what I'm saying? Real shit. But without further ado, let's get to it.
Before we start the video, make sure to subscribe to my channel. I appreciate all the support I received from you. And as always, all the information in my videos is rumors taken from the internet or the street. I'm not saying the information is fact.
Pick your mans up.
Just because people used to come through shooting us every day. And this block, words can't even explain. Can't even explain.
Yeah, man. Little School Valley, 05 way on money. Young Money, man. They in the building.
600 boy LA, man. LA Capone, man. Get it to him, man. OC2 boys, man. Team
Number 9, man. Number 9 to shoot it, you hear me?
Hey, bitch, you little bitch. Yeah. Fuck is wrong with you? Hey, I am Brick Squad. Brick Squad, boy. Fuck is you talking about, boy?
You have to be willing to die or go to jail for 100 years if that's the lane that you're stepping in. You have to understand that whether you're 15, 16, you got to think like a man. You know what I'm saying?
So don't be in it. Oh, you're not? Why does everybody say you're only 16 years old?
They say what they want to say.
How old are you?
300.
The story of Lil B.
Hey, if you're working at a 9 to 5 right now, which you probably are, have you thought about this? How would your lifestyle change if you make the same?
All my niggas on standby. With them slapstick shorty. This shit don't stop.
Hey, Motor.
So Brian, man, shooting out there lacking at Dro City now.
This is the story of Lil B from STL/EBT. Lil B is really only from EBT, but since most people bundle STL and EBT, I will say STL/EBT. Nowadays there is actually a lot of tension between the gangs. However, since this story takes place from 2007 to 2014, I will still say STL/EBT, but keep in mind that STL and EBT are separate gangs. Most people have long known that Lil B was one of the most active shooters in the war with a block. However, it is mostly the last year where several police documents came out, that we who follow the scene understood the extent of it all. Police documents have been leaked on several sites such as Chirac Hits and Chiracology. Lil B was one of the most dangerous members riding around in the Woodlawn community area, with over 5 bodies to his name, and listed as the offender in over 30 police documents. Lil B is what many people think Wooski was, an outstanding member. One big reason why Lil B has not received this attention before is because Lil B was not active on social media like Wooski and other members. He was not active on Twitter, IG or Facebook. He moved in silence, like a real killer.
I am not gonna lie to you. Moving in silence is the best shit you can do, my nigga. Like, motherfucker don't know what you doing. You ain't got social media, every fucking thing. But anyway.
Shout out Lil B. Shout out Lil B. Rolling out the dope.
Grayson Shaw, also known as Lil B, was born on June 7, 1994 in Chicago, Illinois. What many do not know is that Lil B did not grow up in the areas around STL/EBT but in the Calumet buildings on 65 in Maryland, 6217 to be exact. As many of you know, the 6217 Calumet building was a very famous building in Chicago's gang environment. It was located in TYMB Dro City territory, which is very close to Parkway Gardens, and was actually the BD's stronghold and headquarters before the FBI raided the building, arrested most of the BD's leadership and later even tore down the whole building. I have actually talked about the Calumet building in previous videos. There are several famous members from both sides who grew up in that house. Among others, Melly, Wu and their father Jerome Golden, also known as Fido, grew up in the Calumet buildings, which by the way was also known as the Randolph Towers. Melly and Wu's father Fido was one.
I heard about them towers. The motherfuckers want to say for a lot of niggas.
One of the leaders of the BDs in the building and is currently locked up for quadruple homicide. And yes, I know Fido isn't Melly's biological father, but he was raised by him. Other famous members who also grew up in the Randolph Towers were Lil Reese, Varney and Lil Rob from Lamron, Frito from Front Street, Ide and Cide from 600 and Doo-Wop from NLMB. There were really many today infamous members who grew up in the house, but many of them later moved to other areas in the city when the buildings were torn down. After the Calumet buildings, also known as Randolph Towers, were torn down, Lil B and his family moved to 64th and Ingleside, which is basically the heart of Dro City.
Alright. Damn. Hold on, let me see that. Dro City, damn, them bitches in a circle. I ain't realized that. 600. Yeah, them motherfuckers all in a circle. I wonder why them niggas was fucking around and get niggas so easy. Motherfuckers in a big circle. Like, I thought some of those would spread the fuck over. Them bitches literally in one circle. I don't know.
There is very little information about Lil B's family. He had a little brother that I will leave out of this. He had two sisters, Tiara and Dominique. An interesting detail is that I think this Dominique is the same girl that King Von used to hang with back in 2012 to 2014. She was also close with Von's sister Kayla B, and apparently, Dominique tried to set Von up in November 2012. Von even rapped about this in his song Big Homie with OMB Peasy when he rapped, "Word around town, I heard a dude put a hit on me."
I didn't know that nigga did music, him. Might go look that up.
No, I like bad hoes, so the dude put a girl on me. Lil B's other sister, Tiara, was close with several TYMB members and even had several pictures with them on Facebook. This was no wonder when Lil B grew up in TYMB Dro City territory, which I will soon tell more about. I know very little about Lil B's parents. His mother's name is Sharon, an ordinary mother who did everything to give the best to her children in a tough environment. The father I know nothing about, not even the name, and I have heard that his father was not involved in that life, and that is why I do not choose to try to go deeper into it. Lil B had several cousins, mostly from the TYMB and Dro City area since he grew up there. For example, he was cousin with Courtney and Cortez, who is rumored to have killed Tuka from STL/EBT. He was also related to Ty from 065 Young Money, and Money Man and his brother Outlaw from TYMB, both of whom play a role in this story and in Lil B's life. He was also very close to Twin from TYMB, who was basically family to him. Both grew up in the Calumet building. Their mothers were close to each other and twin, and Lil B hung out a lot during that time.
So I had no job, no car, nobody to watch my son. And when
Lil B's cousin, Ty, who I just mentioned, is the person that DYMB is formed after. Ty, whose real name was Edric Walker, was killed in late May 2009, allegedly by Chicken, Taki and Face from EBT. All three were actually charged with the murder of Ty. However, Face was the only one ending up getting convicted of the murder. Chicken's sister even accused Face and Taki of snitching on her brother. However, I do not know if that's true. Face, whose real name is Roderick Brown, was sentenced to 26 years in prison and jail for the murder and will be released in 2035. Ducky, whose real name is Santel Lanier, was really a menace in the streets. In 2010, Taki was charged with the murder of Ty. 1 year later, Taki was charged with 3 murders and armed robbery in Indiana. However, he remained in custody in Illinois awaiting trial for the Ty murder. In April 2016, he beat the murder charge for Ty and was turned over to Indiana on May 16, 2016 on pending charges. What's crazy about this story is that Taki somehow managed to beat the 3 murder charges but got sentenced to 25 years in jail for the armed robbery. He will be up for parole in 2027. This means he beat 4 murders in total, which makes me wonder how many murders he actually have committed and got away with. However, when it comes to Chicken and the Ty murder, some people claim that he was innocent. BG from EBT said in a live stream that Chicken got locked up for something he did not do. However, BG has been caught up in lies before and has an agenda, just like J Hood, so take it with a pinch of salt. Just as I mentioned earlier, Lil B grew up in DYMB Dro City territory and was even a member. Like many other gangs, DYMB has a rich and interesting history and is basically a branch of Dro City, just like Taekwon World is a branch of Dro City. As many of you already know, TYMB stands for Ty, You Are My Brother, and is a set that houses 64th to 65th Cottage to Maryland and contains members that claim BD, GD and Stone. DYMB originated on 65th Maryland, which is Dro City territory, and back then, Dro City was an area that included several different cliques that were all once aligned to honor Dro from Murder Town, as Dro City is named after. Before Dro was shot dead, the area was also known as Ghost Town or Murder Town. Within Dro City, there were Snow Block, The Creek, Saw Block, B and C, D Block and 065 Young Money, which would later become TYMB after the murder of Ty. Around this time, 2006 to 2008, they were also cordial with Trap City, and Dro City were Die-5 heavy because it has been rumored that the Stones of Cranktown were responsible for the murder of Dro. However, just as I mentioned in the first part of Pocket Town, it has also been rumored that Lil A was behind the murder, which if the rumors is true is unknown. Dro City was once an alliance, but after members started dying and new cliques started to emerge, which resulted in smaller factions within Dro City starting to go their separate ways. This is also a big reason why Saw Block, Mac Creek, TYMB and Snow Block stand on their own 2 feet today.
Shit, that nigga over there. Look on the camera. What the fuck you doing? What's song right now, man? Rock Creek, man. ENT, man. I got on man T, man. It's one of the gas, man. Put in much work, man. We get them niggas, man. We getting it for fuck right now. Let's get it, man. Fuck everybody, man. If you ain't see Stir's crazy, man. I'm around with the guys, man. Especially my brother. He right there. Hello, man. That's big bro, man. Any motherfucker fuck with them, they gonna die, man.
Bitch up, you bitch ass nigga. That bad.
Nigga, let's get it.
Oh, fuck, where you from? Y'all already know what it is, man. That 5, man.
All I gotta say, man, Dro City, nigga.
But let's go touch
Make
time, bitch.
Suicide crazy, niggas.
Making
man, what they talking about is Dro City, Maintown, 60 fucking suicide, CMB Ave. All the fuck they talking about. Ain't no difference. It's all together.
Fuck everybody. BSC, Dro City all day, every day, man. Niggas, 5, hook, killer. Fuck all of them. Don't help me, shit.
My friend used to pay $163 for car insurance. Now look how much he pays.
.065 Young Money was very influenced by Lil Wayne, and it was also from him that they took the name, and after a while Young Money started to become a well-used name in Chicago. You can see the name in 051YM and 800YM for example. As many of you already know, WISE is an abbreviation for YM, and that is why you can often see artists like Lil Durk and King Von dropping WISE in their music videos, which is a mockery of all Young Money blocks. However, Durk and Von have not always been dropping WISE for TYMB. You do not have to go further than 7 to 8 years back in time when TYMB was cordial with THF 46, Lamron, O'Block, 600, Mabu, Rock Creek, Dog Pound, Chris World and 400 East Murda Drive. Nowadays, every set on that list have turned on TYMB after various incidents that led to war or smaller beefs. The split with THF 46 basically started off as petty sneak dissing between THF and TYMB once the word got out that several TYMB members became cordial with 051YM who are enemies of THF. It actually made sense for TYMB to be cool with 051 since there's a lot of family ties between the two. Both were also close with Mabu, much thanks to Melly, Crumb, King Louie, and then there was Kurt Mack who was an OG to both Young Moneys. The sneak dissing between THF and TYMB later led to shootings and robbery. Lil B's cousin Money Man got robbed by THF 46 for example. There and then basically every TYMB member 46k. However, a few members from THF like Twilla and Dre Money tried to resolve the situation, however, without success. D Rose, however, who was known for sliding for both TYMB and THF 46, never picked a side in the beef and remained cool with both sets.
That's some shit you never hear from a lot of motherfuckers. Like, motherfuckers pressure you to pick and choose. And for the motherfuckers that, you know what I'm saying, know a true nigga mentality, I guess you could say. That's probably the only reason them niggas didn't really put that nigga in the middle of the shit. He just left it separate, I guess you would say. I don't know.
DYMB's fallout with Lamron began after Pluto from Lamron was accidentally killed by Ivory from TYMB. However, even though most people think it was by mistake, many felt differently after hearing reports that Pluto was shot in the back while sitting in the front seat of a car. After the murder, both sides began to sneak diss each other. Lil Reese from Lamron went on Twitter and wrote, "I'm DIY for both sides for Pluto," and recently, in the song Crossroads, Lil Durk rapped, "Pluto would still be alive if he ain't hang with strangers," which to me and many others makes it sound like it was not an accident. After the song was released, Courtney from TYMB went out on social media and said that Durk is lucky to be alive and that his time is running out. Other DYMB members like Big Dre and Jidda have also mocked Lil Durk several times. DYMB and Rock Creek had their fallout after Blue from TYMB was...
What they know, what they don't know is, the dirt ain't going back over there. And if you do, that nigga don't let nobody really know. That nigga maybe 2, 3 niggas know. Other than that, that motherfucker will not tell you shit. I can believe that.
Killed by Rock Creek due to a personal issue, TYMB retaliated, and as of today, Rock Creek is basically cool with the whole Dro City except TYMB. 600 Block basically fell out with DYMB due to their relations with DHF 46 and Lamron. A lot of O-Block and 600 members started to drop the Ys for TYMB. Then TYMB started to say FOD and that Obama is the real O. However, Lil B's cousin Moneyman actually did not support this split since he was very good friends with Prince Dre and had a lot of respect for him. Both Dog Pound and 400 Days to Murder Drive turned on TYMB due to the Pluto incident. Mubba fell out with DYMB due to personal issues Crump had with them. Nothing major really, but enough for them to not be cordial anymore.
Does government-issued health subsidy actually...
There is one more thing to tell when it comes to Dro City. It is not possible to mention the gang without mentioning Pac-Man, who together with King Louie both descended from Dro City and played a major role in the creation and definition of drill music. Many people think that Chief Keef started drill music, which is not true. He was more the artist who made it famous and influenced the whole USA, but also
They called that nigga. I ain't trying to
several countries in Europe. However, Pac-Man and King Louie, who in my opinion get far too little attention and credit, are actually seen as the makers of drill. Pac-Man was not only an artist, but he was also a well-known and respected member of BNC Snow Block, which was a clique within Dro City. Even its enemies respected him after his death. Pac-Man, 25, whose real name was Larry Johnson, was shot in his abdomen in an alley at 6400 South Ingleside Avenue in the Woodlawn neighborhood on the city's south side on June 21, 2010. He was sadly later pronounced dead at Northwestern Memorial Hospital. King Louie, who is also mentioned as one of the founders of drill music, is still alive today but was really close to losing his life in late December 2015 when he was shot in the head 7 times, allegedly by Rome from THF 46. In an interview, King Louie said that the devil came and shot him. After that quote, THF 46 began to refer to Rome as the devil himself. Just like I mentioned earlier, Lil B was a member of TYMB, and it is actually a lot that suggests that he actually put in work for them as well. Kells from TYMB taught Lil B how to move and do hits. Lil B had a name in the street already in the years 2007 to 2008. He was known for sliding on Dro City and even had a shootout together with Scoot from Dro City with P5's brother Panky from Dro City. He often slid with people like Courtney, Manny and Cortez from TYMB and was always around on the block and ready to pop out. However, Lil B would not remain a TYMB member for long. He would later switch and basically go over to the other side, to EBT, and I'll tell you why. Basically, Lil B was high and playing with guns and accidentally shot himself. However, after Lil B was treated at the hospital, the police came and picked him up for questioning because the police thought some enemies had come through and shot him. Someday after Lil B was questioned by the police, supposedly one of the members of TYMB was arrested. Allegedly it was Manny. It was after this that rumors began to flourish that Lil B snitched on Manny by saying that Manny supplied him with the weapon. Lil B basically got violated because of this rumor, and there are some rumors that he was beaten up. However, I do not know if that is true. However, the rumor that Lil B was snitching did not last long. It was pretty quickly disproved and his name was cleared. However, by that time, Lil B had already made up his mind and switched to EBT. This was a pretty natural transition as his sister and mother stayed on EBT all the time, and Lil B was not particularly involved in the war with EBT since his family stayed on that side, and since EBT was in desperate need of shooters, and since they knew Lil B was really about that action, they accepted him. However, Lil B never switched nation. He was always a BD and remained BD. He even claimed GDK. For those of you who do not know, Lil B actually stands for Lil BD. STL/EBT and Jaro did not care about that though. Jaro had several BDs such as Motor and Skinny, both EBT.
I mean, it's the same. I mean, it depends on how you look at it. It's a lot of motherfuckers that like to switch. Well, this different, that's different. Man, it's about the same shit, same style. I mean, what else can you say? Anyway.
T and STL also had BDs. Nation did not matter as long as you did not play both sides. Today, the nation does not matter at all.
You get that wrong with the wrong people. The nation still matters to a lot of niggas. Remember that. I don't give a fuck who it is.
Rule number 3, you can't get rich slow. When I owned 100 houses,
That's what I see. Lil B getting action like that. That's what really made me start like fucking with Shorty like. And that's when I started fucking with him. He stayed on Ingleside, right there on the block, 64. Posted right there on the block. You feel me? Can't miss. You feel me? Right there, right across the street from the park. Before they even built the field, like before they even put that crib right there on the other park, he stayed right across the street from the park. I could walk out the park, go straight through the field, and I'll be at his crib. You know what I'm saying? He was calling, yeah, bitch, I'm BD, boy. Motherfucker, have all type of stolen cars and shit, you know what I'm saying? Folks have all type of stolen cars, coming over with stolen cars. On folks in grade, that bitch used to be busting. On folks in muscle. Whoever I used to be out there with us and shit too. See me going through them days. There was them days out there on phone. And there was them days in Dro City where it was really busting. I got so much shit to say about it. It's just so ridiculous, man. That hood used to be really loud, cracking, you feel me? So that shit happened. You know what I'm saying? And shit, it been on ever since. And as far as like with the Lil B situation, you know, he had popped himself on our block, you feel me? With a pipe, like a motherfucker, pipe and shit, that one of the guys that gave him shit. You feel me? And, yeah, he popped himself and shit. Some shit had occurred, man. They tried to say, you know, some shit had happened, man. Some little nation business, man. So much shit, so much on, you know what I'm saying? And man, folks went on the other side. He went on the other side, you see me? Feel me? Now, they started turning up. You know what I'm saying? He learned it from bro. No, he knows, like, it's real fast. You know what I'm saying? He learned, like, he been around, like, them niggas, like, them shoes, like, them niggas who get wild. So he learned how to do that shit. You feel me? I know how that shit go. Yeah, we like that. Bro.
For you to keep up with the timeline, we are right now in 2009. Lil B joined EBT in late 2009. As many of you already know, it is STL that has received the most attention from us who follow the drill scene, much because of FBG Duck and Wooski. However, EBT was really the side who put in the most work, had all the heavy hitters, the ones who were going hard at 065 Young Money, Zone 7 and Wick City, and Lil B played a big role in the wars against Zone 7 and Wick City. Back before they even became one with STL, EBT was part of an alliance that people do not really know about. Just like the old SKD alliance, the Eberhardt blocks had one as well. This was back when alliances were more of a trend before there became so many different sets and subsets.
What's funny is and fucked up, motherfuckers always find a way to break an alliance, whether it's something worth it or not. Like, my thing is, fuck them niggas up y'all going against. Why break your alliance with niggas that been holding you down? I don't know, that's my opinion, shit.
E-Block was also part of the CBT alliance. It was pretty much all Eberhardt blocks, 62nd through 72nd. However, the alliance later died down due to unknown reasons and EBT became STL/EBT. They still remain cool with E-Block though, much thanks to Soicy from EBT. Soicy was pretty much the biggest name out of them all before Lil B started to put in major work later on. He was allegedly robbing everybody, shooting multiple, and had allegedly killed True from Zone 7, Solo from TYMB, and was more hit on Trap City/Zone 7 that we will come to later since it involves the main character in this story. Nowadays, Soicy has moved out of Chicago and started a family and got a job on a construction site. He is no longer an active member of EBT. Around the years 2007 to 2009, STL was most into it with the Young Money blocks. Like I said earlier, EBT was also into it with the Young Money blocks but was mainly beefing with Wick City and Zone 7. Seaball, who was the head of STL and who also had good relations with EBT, brought STL and EBT closer, and eventually led to STL getting into it with the Wick, which later led to the known war between STL/EBT and O-Block.
So you got the fuck up out of.
Soicy, as I just mentioned, was also the brother of both Wee Wee and Chicken from EBT. Chicken, who was allegedly one of the killers of Ty from 065 Young Money, I have already told you about, and Wee Wee is currently locked up for killing Lil Chris from TYMB in September 2010, 1 year after Lil B joined EBT. Either Jamie or Bohan from TYMB, it's unclear which one, but one of them told on Wee Wee and Lil Don for killing Lil Chris, letting the investigators know that Wee Wee was likely retaliating for getting shot by Cortez from TYMB days before the murder of Lil Chris. Wee Wee is currently serving 38 years for the murder of 14-year-old Lil Chris and of 2 attempted murders of a 19-year-old and a 12-year-old in connection with the murder. He will be released in 2048. Just 2 months after the murder of Chris, Soicy allegedly killed Solo from TYMB. As you can see, EBT was really pressuring TYMB heavy at this time, and even Lil B slid on TYMB at this time, shooting up their block and whatnot. He was going at them because he was most likely felt some type of way after the false snitch rumors they put on him. However, Just 1 month after the murder of Solo from TYMB, DYMB retaliated by killing Tuka from STL/EBT.
I'm glad he cleared that part up. I thought O Block had something to do with that shit, but I see now. I'm glad he cleared that up, my thought.
However, some claim that Wick City also were on the hit.
If you wear glasses or contacts, I have a bit of bad news for you. Life with glasses and contacts.
The 12th of January.
I was trying to find a video on Tuka. If somebody could find that motherfucker and send it to me, or put it in the comments on the way too. I'm trying to see that too.
2011 was the date when Chicago's gang war on the South Side would change forever. Shondell Gregory Jr., known as Tuka, was standing on a bus stop on the 600 block of East 63rd Street. DYMB was out sliding in the area, looking to score. They drove past the bus stop where Tuka and 2 other people were waiting for a westbound 63rd Street bus. One of the 2 guys was Tutu. When the dark-colored van drove past, there are several rumors about who was on the hit. The brothers Cortez and Courtney have always been singled out as the killers. However, some even believe that Manny, Obama and Face from TYMB were also there. Then there are some people, like FBG Butta, who claim that OD was one of the killers. I believe it was both TYMB and OD on that hit. According to the witness report, the witness stated he observed 2 men having a conversation at the bus stop at 63rd and St. Lawrence. He then observed a male black wearing a black hood pull a silver handgun from his waistband and shoot the victim 1 time. The victim then fell to the ground and the offender stood over the victim and shot him 3 additional times with a long-barreled silver revolver. The offender then fled northbound on St. Lawrence and entered the back door of a powder blue Chevy Malibu. According to another witness, before Tuka was shot, the offender apparently asked if a bus was coming. The witness also stated that Tuka was a member of STL, and that they have been at war with the Young Money Boys from 67th and Cottage Grove, which is TYMB. The offender was also said to have a light brown complexion. All these statements fit right into OD from Wick City. He was known for having that long-barreled silver revolver, light brown complexion, along with Butta implying it was OD who did it. However, both the
Damn it. So, okay. That same fucking weapon KI ended up with. That shit crazy. That lets you know who was really into some shit.
Witness report and Louis from a block implied it was DYMB who did it. Which of them is true is unknown. OD could have been on the hit but gave his weapon to someone else in the car. It's really impossible to know. According to 600 Breezy, Tuka's body smoked after being shot. But I do not know if that is true. One can really compare this murder with the shootings in Sarajevo, but on a much smaller scale.
He said, "Come out here, bitch." Yeah, they did not play. I didn't know there's that many females in that motherfucker though. Okay. That's 2011. Damn.
Now y'all just on this bitch saying shit about Von killed Tuka. Why would you say that? Tuka, oh, hey, Tuka killer died the same year on Tuka's birthday. That's a fact.
Said that shit.
After the murder of Tuka, the war was really on with Wick City, and just a few months later OD was killed in August 2011. Who it was who shot is impossible to know because the truth is buried with lies and police documents, but much suggests it was both Mob and STL. Some names that have been mentioned are Beans, Scrap, Boss Trell, K.I., Butta and Main. However, among
I ain't even gonna hold you. From the K.I. story, you sure she ain't slide on home? I don't know. I ain't trying to get in the middle of that shit. I'm just asking, like, because her story sound like she did a lot of this shit on her own. But I don't know. Maybe she had some accomplice that night. Who knows? I ain't here for that shit.
before the murder of OD, Baldi was killed.
I ain't 12.
It was 601st loss in their history. There are two theories about who killed Baldi, and it is really impossible to know which one is true as it depends on the truth of some people's statement. Baldi, whose real name was Marcus London, was out on the block together with Buka and Breezy from 600 on the 6000 block of South Prairie Avenue. Two men pulled up and shot Baldi in the head. Breezy, who was in front of Baldi, said that one bullet hit one of his dreadlocks, and Buka, who tried to shoot back, accidentally shot himself in the ankle.
Damn.
Tragically, Baldi was later pronounced dead at the hospital. I will now go through both theories and you can choose which one you believe in. The first theory, and the one that has been around the longest, is that it was Mob that killed Baldi.
I heard him before. I never really heard about him.
I'm not on my parents' health insurance anymore, and I work for myself doing a bit of everything, so I found a plan for just $30.
When it comes to the Mob theory, there has long been speculation that it was Domo and Cleon from Mob who killed Baldi. However, 600 Breezy, who was actually there when Baldi was murdered and certainly got a good look at the shooters, has long stated that Baldi's killer is dead. He claimed this already in 2014, and neither Domo nor Cleon is dead. Domo is currently serving life in prison for killing Pyro from 800, and Cleon is doing 16 years for aggravated discharge of a firearm. He will be up for parole in 2026. I think we can rule out both of them, however much depends on whether 600 Breezy is telling the truth. Others from Mob who have also been linked to the murder are Scrap, Bebe, Mano and Beans. In 2012, and Drilla from 051 gave Mob a shout-out for killing Baldi by tweeting, "Shout-out Mob for making it Baldi World," and in 2014, Cap FCK12 tweeted, "And you know for Baldi we will never stop, F Mob." Out of the names from Mob, Scrap and Mano makes the most sense to me honestly. Scrap has countless tweets mocking both Baldi and his other victim, Lil Steve, in the same tweets. He tweeted things like, "You better duck your DACA like Baldi tried to," and, "They know Mob made Baldi World." This is just 2 out of over a dozen tweets from Scrap mocking Baldi. In addition, both Mano and Scrap got a shout out 2 years later after the murder, and in the tweet, it also said, "He Mob, they made Baldi World." In addition to all of this self-snitching, 600 switched they focused to Mob after this. They were going back and forth on internet all the time with them. Nut from Mob shot at and chased Boss Moo in December 2012. Cide shot Mano in 2013, which he bragged about a lot on Twitter in iconic conversations with Mano, and then Scrap was killed in the summer of 2014, allegedly by 600. However, some believe Scrap was killed by Shields and not 600 or O Block.
Damn. Hell no. Them niggas love mocking motherfuckers. Don't give a fuck how. They just do it. They don't even gonna fucking care. I ain't never heard of him. These niggas is mocking the fuck out of. Damn. Damn. These motherfuckers really don't care. That's how you live, nigga. Out there. Shit, it's some air, whatnot. 100.
When it comes to the STL theory, there is more vague evidence that points to STL/EBT being behind the murder. Those from STL/EBT who have been rumored to have been involved in the murder of Baldi are Main, Bostrel or Lil B. Main from STL were pointed out by OD's mother as her son's killer, and according to the police report from the murder of OD's, the same gun that killed OD was also used in the murder of Baldi a month earlier. However, many have been singled out as OD's killers.
Niggas don't play. They do not throw away. They put them bitches up. And leave that bitch as a trophy. That's exactly what the fuck that mean. Like, there's no way in the fucking world them niggas got power with the same gun. The motherfuckers kept the gun. They ain't playing with it, I see. God damn.
In police reports, which is why I say the truth will never come out since the truth is buried in lies. K.I., Bostrel, Main have all been singled out as OD's killers, and that's why Bostrel and Main have been linked to the murder of Baldi, even though most say Mob was behind it. However, since Mob was also involved in the murder of OD, it is very difficult to know who held the particular gun that was also used in the murder of Baldi. Both Scrap and Beans have been rumored to be involved in the murder of OD, and that is why Ruga formed Mob Wrapped. They do not even know who made the O. STL was also quite notorious for claiming murders they themselves were not behind, but rather murders for which EBT and Mob were responsible. Another aspect one should take in is that weapons is being passed around like candy in the hood. People buy guns from others, take guns from others.
He is not fucking lying, but I'm not gonna say nothing. You know what I mean?
Or just give them away, guns that already have bodies on them, which makes it basically impossible to connect it to a specific person. The reason why Lil B's name got involved in the rumors is because his brother liked to comment that it was actually Lil B who murdered Baldi. This was in that case Lil B's first body. However, I do not believe he did it.
Man, sassy.
I have now explained both theories to you. You get to choose which theory you believe in. Then, of course, there is the theory that it was both STL/EBT and mob that was behind the murder, just like at the murder of OD. It's probably the theory I lean towards, that it was main from STL and scrap from mob, either that theory or that it was only mob, scrap and Mano. I do not think Lil B was involved. As I said, you get to choose which theory you want to believe in. I do not say that one or the other is true but only present both theories. The vast majority say that mob invented Baldi World, even 600 themselves, although some said that they are dials for Baldi World, which points to STL. Jakiro also tweeted that we made Baldi World, but as I said, STL and especially Jakiro were quite notorious for claiming others' work.
Damn. Say them niggas don't even hold their own work. They just wipe about somebody else. Fuck that.
The stretchers is just walking out the door.
Man, y'all know this Dial.
Dial, man.
Man,
We young money,
young money
man.
crazy.
We in the store, man. You know we getting that. But I saw him try to blow a nigga head off.
One thing I must make clear to you before I start rambling up all of Lil B's bodies, is that he was an absolute monster on the street. He was at the same level as other known savages like D-Roy, King Von, Melly, C-Day and such. He was in this to win and did not like people who did not have the same mentality as him. That's why he did not hang out with most of the STL members, since he felt they were not in this as much as himself. He felt that they only sat on social media and claimed things he was behind. He even shot King Cole from STL in the leg for sneak dissing him in the summer of 2013. A lot of people from STL were really scared of Lil B. The people he mostly hung out with from STL were Duck, Lil J, Jakira, Butta, Dutchie, Bostral and Wooski. Other than that, he mostly hung out with older guys from EBT and actually did most of his dirt together with Jara members. Lil B was really out in the field, without fear, allegedly catching
And little motherfuckers putting too much work. Or maybe not enough. Let me stop. But that shit ridiculous.
multiple people and shooting a dozen of people. He was a real hothead and I'm not surprised he was eventually killed by a police officer. He was always out in traffic, hunting, or in apartments, that way he was very difficult to catch. It was the same with King Von, and that's why their paths never seemed to cross. BG from EBT even said it himself. D-Hay were very similar in that way and both were killed by people who had nothing to do with the war. Lil B by the police and King Von in another state. Lil B was literally sliding on everybody and there is evidence for everything. We're talking about a guy who has been mentioned as an offender in 32 different case reports. He was sliding on a block, 300, 600, his old gang, DYMB, 400 East Murda Drive, Chris World and Trap City. He was a big problem for every single set I just mentioned. In the year 2011, Lil B is rumored to have caught 4 bodies, and then I do not include the rumor that he was involved in the murder of Baldi, which I do not believe.
Man, so we was hungry and shit, we was smoking and shit, we hungry. We say, fuck it, man. Everybody's like, man, we finna go and march the Sharks on 63rd. So we marched the Sharks and shit, everybody order and shit. Out of nowhere, Lil B pop up in that bitch. He shake up with me, we show 16, what's up, folks? Ooh, shit. He walk over to Brody Ailes, who y'all know as Jael. He walk over there to him. He like, man, bro, motherfuckers, my bitch told me you was sneak this to him while I was locked up. Jael folded like laundry, Matt. The nigga say, damn. No, you ain't talking about me. You talking about Cole.
Damn. Took the heat off him. Put it on his homie, whoever nigga is. That's fucked up. You take your shit like a man.
So Lil B was like, alright then, long as you say you ain't do it, alright. He walked out of that bitch, marched to Everhard, Cole and them right there, everybody Dice Gang, everybody out there. He walk up to Cole, ask Cole the same shit. Cole tell his ass, Cole was like, Man, don't approach me about no bitch, man. Get the fuck on. Some shit like that. Some goofy. Some shit like that. He ain't called no goofy, but he was like, man, you better get the fuck on with that shit. Lil B took out Ratchet. It's already cocked back. Boom! Leg shot. Crowd dispersed.
I'm waiting on that video. Oh God. It's gonna be a minute before I do it. That's if somebody got it too, you know.
Thus, government-issued health subsidy actually.
I mean, at the end of the day, it's like a lot that get down and never heard a real killer because a real killer know how to move. You feel me? A real killer's just not finna be out here loose as hell like a lot of these nobody. You know what I'm saying? A lot of them got checked out and man was really like a lot of them was nobodies. I'm gonna speak for Tukaville. A lot of they was nobodies. They was kids that was just out here loose as hell, and the hood had what it had going on, and they was getting a little coat. Straight up. Just like if Lil B was alive when Von was doing his thing. You see what I'm saying? It's like, I mean, they never ran across each other because it's like, you not finna catch no real killer because a real killer got the same mindset you got. You know what I'm saying?
Moving in circles.
So it's like it's gonna be hard to get up with it. There's gonna be some type of back door or something. You gotta send a bitch or something with him, or his mans take a sack on him or some type of hit when it come to real killers getting checked out.
Facts.
My mama, killers and killers stink alike, man. You not finna just be out here standing on no motherfucking block and you out here getting busy, getting really wild. Man, really gotta work for that body, man.
Now we have come to Lil B's first alleged body, and there is evidence of this since his name has been mentioned in the murder report. On September 26, 2011, Lil B allegedly caught his first body. According to witnesses to the murder, a verbal altercation took place between two groups of males. The victim, Jizzle, was in one of the groups and was wearing a white t-shirt. The witnesses then heard gunshots and observed the two groups shooting at each other. One witness described one of the offenders as a male with a black hoodie. Both groups of males then ran in unknown directions. The victim, Jizzle, whose real name was Carl Spencer, ran to 6031 South King Drive and collapsed on the sidewalk. He had been shot in the left side of the head, right shoulder, abdomen and lower torso. Jizzle was quickly transported to Strodger Hospital where he was sadly pronounced dead. Police said they found several .45 caliber spent shell casings on the sidewalk as well as several 9mm spent shell casings on the parkway and street. According to the police report on the murder of Jizzle, his mother was interviewed and told that almost immediately after the murder the word was out on the street that Rayson, Lil B, Shaw had killed her son together with Tutu, and that they had left the city immediately after the murder in fear of that any witness would talk to the police. She said that she had always heard through all these years that it was Lil B and Tutu who murdered her son, and that she later learned that Tutu had been killed only 2 months after Jizzle, and that Lil B had been shot dead by police in March 2014. The victim, Jizzle, who was a member of Squirt Town, which is basically the same as Brick City and 600, was a very respected and loved member. The report also showed that he was known to have 2 bodies to his name. The ironic thing is that Jizzle was a GD from a BD set, and his killer was a BD from a GD set. Just goes to show how little the nations mean. On December 22, 2017, Skinny from Dro City, whose real name was Kayan Vance, was arrested and charged with aggravated battery with a firearm after shooting a 28-year-old man and a 14-year-old boy in a school bus. Neither of the wounded were intended targets. However, Skinny faced a long sentence, and to get out of it all, Skinny said in an interview with a detective that he had information about a murder in 2011, and that he was a witness and that he was willing to cooperate. In the interview, Skinny related that he was walking with Lil B, Tutu, Lil Daryl and Ja, all members of Dro City, except Lil B. Skinny stated that they were walking in the area of 61st and King Drive. They intended to walk towards a store located in that area. However, on the way, they spotted CJ, also known as Jizzle, a member of the 600 faction of Squirt City, a rival street gang. He said he knew CJ to have the name of Carl Spencer. Skinny then related that both Lil B and Tutu were armed, and when they spotted Jizzle, they ran in his direction. Jizzle immediately turned to run, but Lil B and Tutu started shooting at him. Jizzle, who had just exited a building, ran northbound on Vernon, followed by Lil B and Tutu. Skinny stated that as Jizzle reached the corner of 60th Street, he appeared to fall. He said that Lil B and Tutu continued to shoot, and as Jizzle was laying on the sidewalk, both walked up to him and took turns shooting him. They were almost standing over him, Skinny said. Skinny later identified both Lil B and Tutu in photos for the detectives in the interview. Skinny was later released from jail in 2020. According to Faye from TYMB and BG from EBT, this was not the first time Skinny did this, but also did the same in 2012, giving a statement about the murder of Jizzle. However, I do not know if this is true. If it were true, Lil B would have been arrested. Lil Daryl, whose name Skinny mentioned in the interview, was also taken in for an interview and basically told the same story, probably to avoid being arrested himself for the murder. Nor were these the only murders they spoke of. They also spoke of the murder of both Sheroid and Patoon from O Block that we come to a little later in history.
Have you given much thought to the water you shower in?
What was very interesting in this report as well, which by the way was over 200 pages, was that the same pistols that were used in the murder of Jizzle were also used in a double murder attempt on O Block just 5 days earlier. My theory is that Tutu and Lil B were really looking to catch a body, but that they failed that time. They shot a man by the name of Tyrone, and a woman by the name of Antoinette. I have no idea who they are and were probably innocent bystanders. The report also mentioned that the .45 caliber pistol that was used in the murder of Jizzle was also used in the murder of Sheroid that we will come to a little later. In addition, the 9mm gun Tutu used in the murder of Jizzle was also used in a shooting on November 19, 2011, 9 days after Tutu was killed, meaning he must have given away his gun before he was killed. This just goes to show how much these guns get passed around, because the .45 caliber gun was allegedly later put in the hands of Bostrel when he killed Sheroid. Who was behind the shooting on November 19th is basically impossible to know. It may have been Lil B, since I highly suspect that he owned both of the guns used in the murder of Jizzle. These documents really show how ruthless Lil B was in the streets. 2 attempts and 1 murder in just a couple of days in September 2011. After these events, he just continued. In October 2011, Lil B allegedly added 2 bodies to his count, making it 3.
That shit crazy.
Now we have come to Lil B's second body. On October 6th, 2011, Rio from Trap City / Zone 7 was walking near the corner of 67th Street and Langley Avenue when a dark-colored 1999 Oldsmobile Cutlass drove by. According to rumors, Drizzy, Soicy and Lil B were in the car, Drizzy behind the wheel. At the same time as they drove past Rio, it is rumored that Lil B stretched his arm out of the window and shot Rio multiple times in the chest and arm. As soon as he hit the ground, the car sped away from the scene and managed to get away. Rio, only 17, whose real name was Ray Gibson, was found unresponsive on the sidewalk and was taken to the hospital where he was later pronounced dead. Rio seems to have been a beloved member from Trap City / Zone 7. A lot of members from Trap City and Zone 7 have mentioned his name in several tweets after his death. To my knowledge, there was no direct personal reason why Lil B killed Rio other than that Trap City / Zone 7 are enemies of STL/EBT. Both boss.
That boy just don't give a fuck. Well, didn't give a fuck. It was whatever, whoever, whenever. That's exactly what it looked like.
Trell and Lil B slid on Zone 7, Chris World and Trap City a lot. Boss Trell allegedly killed Jaw One from Chris World, for example. My theory is that Lil B, Drizzy and Soicy just were out, casually sliding, looking to score on an enemy block and just happened to spot Rio. It is actually the most common motive for murder. Usually it is not personal reasons behind, just senseless killing. However, Lil B did not stop here. Only 12 days later he would caught his third body.
Damn. You don't waste no time. You got the fuck up out of. I don't blame him. He'd probably be dead already.
On October 18, 2011, Lil B caught his third body, this time, his first, but not last, body on a block. According to J Hood from a block, he and a few other members were out on the block, in the middle of Parkway Gardens, 64th Street and Martin Luther King. J Hood stated in a YouTube video that he was out with Oogie, D Slick, Boss Money and Patoon. And at the same time as J Hood was going up a flight of stairs he started hearing shots. He ran up the stairs to check from the window and saw two men shooting at the people outside. Two members were shot in this incident, Oogie, 15, from O Block and Patoon, 20, from O Block, and according to J Hood, he witnessed when the shooters stood over Oogie, shooting him. According to the police report, Oogie was hit in the jaw, ear and left hand. As soon as the offenders bailed out from the scene, J Hood ran to Oogie to see if he was alive, and it was him. J Hood then tried to get hold of his loved ones for help, and that was when he stumbled over another body, Patoon, lying dead on the ground. According to the police report, Patoon was shot multiple times, hitting him in the head, both arms, hip, wrist and chest. According to a news article, Patoon was out walking with his girlfriend near 63rd Street and King Drive when two suspects wearing dark clothing approached and shot the man. Shortly thereafter, the suspects went further down the block and shot the 15-year-old boy, Oogie. Patoon was tragically later pronounced dead at Strawger Hospital. Fortunately, Oogie miraculously survived after receiving treatment at Cummer Children's Hospital at the University of Chicago.
Y'all niggas know about when Toon got killed. I was out there on the block when Toon got killed. It was only probably like 4-5 of us. And crazy story on, man, obviously I ain't finna be on here doing all that extra shit if this shit ain't legit. Hopefully y'all get that. But look, we on a it's cold ass day. Me, Oogie. I don't know if y'all know about Oogie and shit. He on the block and shit. Definitely free Slick. Definitely one of my boys. I fuck with Slick. But we on the block anyway. We out the bam. We sitting under this little portion. I'm gonna cut the Shuri story because you know I've been talking for a minute. Wait, what'd he say? What about Duck? I know you're an athlete. Duck's a big boy. I know he used to be a heavy. Hey, bro. The bigger they are, the hot. Like, the bigger they are, the harder niggas be falling for real. Yeah, I was out there with Oogie. He almost died. I was, bro, crazy. So I could finish my fucking story, bro. Y'all can't send me too many places, bro. Like, then I got ADHD, bad as hell. Like, I get to talking about a whole bunch of shit that ain't got nothing to do with this. But listen. Anyway, so Oogie get to walking to the other end. He hood. Come on, bro. We finna go to my end. I'm like, all right, I get to walking. Somebody called me. This lady that I knew her daughter. I went to school with her daughter. Y'all know Boss Money. Boss Money was out there too the day Tune them and Oogie and them got shot. So she called me. She Maul, come upstairs real quick. Same one. I'm running upstairs, bro. No bullshit on my granny. I'm running upstairs. All I hear, boom, 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 boom. Nigga, I fly up the stairs so I could look out the window to see what the fuck was going on. I look out the window, bro. I bullshit you out on my homies. And bro, man, like me merchanting and then putting on my homie and on BD, bro, I don't gang bang. I've been in the trenches for so long, bro. Like some of this shit is just stuck in my mental. Like I can't not talk this way type shit. But anyway, bro, I look out the window. I literally see two niggas over Oogie. On Old Grave, I see two niggas over Oogie, bro. I'm talking about standing over him. I just know they killed, bro. I know they killed. So they bail out. Oogie literally running the hallway, so I run downstairs. I run in the hallway so I can see what's bro alright and shit. I'm like, damn, bro, I'm about to go get your peoples. So while I'm running, right? I'm running to go get Oogie and them peoples, and guess who I stumble upon? Laying on the ground. Toon right there dead. I seen Toon right there dead when I was literally trying to go, you feel me, and make it to tell folks, people that he had got shot, man. And what's crazy is, bro, it was two of them. What scared me is like I was literally, bro, walking right with the nigga. I was about to walk right with the nigga, bro. I got a call from God. She might have didn't know it, but shit was crazy, bro. On my mama, that shit was.
Yeah, that was a call from God. You didn't get that call and hold you back. Shit, you know what I'm telling. How many of y'all been going on the grind? Might have been all y'all. That's fucked up.
So crazy, bro. It was so crazy. I'm seeing seeing bullets stuck in a motherfucking head or fuck you up. I saw them bullets larger too. Man, I love me some fucking Patoon, bro. I love me some fucking Patoon, bro. It was crazy because Toon came outside trying to see where the shots was going on. You know some shots going on the block. That gotta be us, right? Man, that was one of the first times them niggas was on our block actually trying to do that, bro. And it was a scary, scary, scary sight. Cause I bullshit you not. And the only reason why I even got into this story is cause right after Toon died, Fredo was out there. You know, the niggas knew about it and shit. And Fredo was out there and shit. And me and Fredo, literally, it was just me and Fredo on God. Rest in peace to Fredo. We just walking around the block, bro, just talking about a lot of shit, bro. That was the last time I seen Fredo. For real. He said BJ loved him some fun, bro.
Now we come back to the earlier police report, the one about the murder of Jizzle. In that report, Skinny and Lil Daryl provided information not only about the murder of Jizzle, but also about the murder of Patoon. In a written document, Lil Daryl stated that Race and Lil B shot and killed Patoon from a block. In the police report on the murder of Patoon, whose real name was Edward Riley, Lil B was also mentioned as the main suspect for the murder and the shooting of Oogie. Both the statement from Lil Daryl and the murder report basically confirms that Lil B was one of the offenders. However, when it comes to the other offender, it is more uncertain. However, in August 2020, the case was closed by the police, and according to a family member to Patoon, the police said they knew who killed her cousin, that one of the offenders was shot dead by police in 2014. Lil B and that the other offender is in custody for another murder that took place in October 2013. The murder that the police are referring to is when Beans from Mob and one other guy from GeoDrive/SKD killed someone during a robbery. This means that the other offender in the killing of Patoon is most likely Beans from Mob, also known as Tuka, who was also involved in the murder of OD from a block just months earlier. Prince Dre also once tweeted RIP Patoon, F Mob, which indicates that Mob was involved in the murder. Even King Von once tweeted about Mob's involvement in the murder of Patoon when he tweeted, I'm in school with Mob, EBTK, and RIP OD and Patoon hoodie on. Another interesting detail of the police report is that one of the 9mm guns that was used in the murder of Patoon was also used in 4 other shootings where Lil B possibly was the offender. It's crazy how much Lil B was involved in, and much of it is documented so no one can say it is not true.
Yesterday no line. Gonna look that shit up and find it out. This is like a low ass kid. That shit crazy.
As many of you already know, Patoon was a beloved member of O Block. He has been mentioned in several songs by King Von, Boss Top and Chief Keef. For example, the song Where I'm From by King Von from his new album, What It Means to Be King, was largely about JR, also known as Patoon. In the song, King Von mentions Patoon as one of the leaders in Wick City and that he and J Money were inside when he was murdered. Both J Money and King Von took revenge when they were released in 2012. Both of them caught several bodies that you can learn about in the story of King Von. However, one of them was later killed by the main person in this story, which we will come to a little later. Patoon himself was a documented gang member according to police. He had 26 arrests dating back to 2009, including a conviction for possessing a handgun with a defaced serial number according to court records. After the murder of Patoon occurred, police said crowds of people flooded in the area outside the building. Police were called in to disperse the crowd after people reportedly tried to climb onto an ambulance for unknown reasons. O Block later adopted the nickname Toontown to honor his memory. Lil B continued to put in work for the rest of the year. Later in November, he shot up DYMB, and the next month, he would allegedly take another life from this planet.
Damn. This little motherfucker do not slow down. Didn't slow down. I keep saying, trying to, never mind. But his ass was a moving little motherfucker. Little motherfucker can get around.
That's crazy.
Hey, fuck that bitch ass.
Hey man, get that King Louis side. King Louis, man.
Fuck that bitch ass nigga. Lil Ross son, he came through blowing, he ain't hit shit. The man was shooting that straight, nothing but buildings.
Nothing but buildings, man.
Fold them, he coming knock buildings down, dummy. Look, you's a dummy. No matter what, we always out here, nigga. You just got to blow
out here, man. We on the block, man. Chilling in the park, man. You know.
And he had some third with him, nigga. He ain't know what to do.
Can't know what to do, man. Some blurred, some Terminator.
Hey, this time we gonna have one of their ass.
Killing his ass.
Hey, we gonna train their ass up in the park and let them stay there for years. Fuck that, we drilling.
Fuck the ops, man.
Look, hey.
Damn.
Hey, look, hold on. This all I know, G.
I can't even see your black skin.
Why, son, I heard you got fucking hard roll, bitch. Fuck the hard roll, I believe you. Look, we rolling on the
shout out to E-Day, man.
Some dot told me you got fucking hard roller, bitch. Fuck EBT, bitch, we fight.
Shut up, break, break.
They some bitch ass niggas, white hell.
Just 2 months after the murder of Patoon, Lil B caught his fourth and final body of the year. It's really insane how much work Lil B put in the year 2011. 4 bodies in just a couple of months, multiple shootings and attempted murders, only at 17 years of age. Anyways, on December 17, 2011, King Lil J and Lil B was out in the 6300 block of South Ellis Avenue about 4:30 a.m. Allegedly, they were out on a robbing spree that day. They had, according to rumors, robbed multiple people earlier this day. However, it would soon go south. A witness stated to the police that the victim along with 3 other friends were at Francis Lounge located at 307 East 75th Street having some drinks. However, they later left the place in a Ford Explorer, all heavily affected by alcohol, except the driver, Levon. They drove to said street, 6424 South Ellis. At the location, an unknown man in a black hoodie approached the car and demanded money and personal property. One of the males in the car gave away his watch to the offender in fear of his safety. At that moment, Levon attempted to drive away from the scene, but the alleged offender, Lil B, fired shots into the car, striking Levon in the head. Lil B and King Lil J fled the scene after firing the shots, and Levon, 30, whose real name was Levon Elston, was sadly pronounced dead on the scene according to paramedics. Why Lil B and King Lil J targeted Levon and his friends is unknown. They are not into it with STL/EBT like that. My theory:
you cannot stop a mind of a killer. They did not care. There was not a thought about it. Not a thought behind shit he was doing.
Is that Lil B and King Lil J may also have been at the same club as them, and that something might have gone down between them, and that Lil B and Lil J later followed them. It's the only motive I can think of, other than it could have been completely random. In February 2012, it was time again when C. Murda's brother Sheroid from a block was murdered. The same gun used in this murder was also used in the murder of Jizzle. Many even say that it was Lil B who killed Sheroid. However, that is false. We all know who it was, the one who asked if O Block remembered that red beam. I'm talking of course about Boss Trail from STL. Lil B may still have been there. The report says there were 2 offenders in the murder. However, my guess is that the other was Skinny from Dro City. The reason why I think Skinny was present is because he himself mentioned that he witnessed Boss Trail shoot Sheroid through a gap in a wooden gate. This was told by Skinny in the murder report of Jizzle, which confirms that Boss Trail murdered Sheroid. Shortly after the murder, in early 2012, Lil B was arrested and charged with unlawful use of a weapon along with possession of a stolen vehicle, and was locked up for a few months. He was later released in the summer of 2012. Just as I mentioned in the introduction of this video, Lil B was listed as the offender in over 30 police investigations, ranging from stolen vehicles, pointing a gun at a witness, shootings, attempted murders and whatnot. In the report, the police mentioned that Lil B pointed a silver revolver.
Ain't nobody say. I drop my deal. There it is, not mine.
At a girl after a heated discussion after she threatened to call the police. According to police, Lil B is said to have said, "You really want to do this?" The girl luckily managed to escape the situation. This incident occurred 1st March 2014. In December 2013, he was arrested along with Side from Dro City for carjacking. In November 2012, Lil B shot up O Block twice, both November 19th and November 28th. However, just as I mentioned earlier, Lil B was later released in the summer of 2012 after being charged with unlawful use of the weapon. It did not take long for Lil B to get on it again after being released from jail. In August, 1 month after being released, Lil B would strike again.
God damn. That's not even one case. That's multiple. God damn. That motherfucker got a book of his own.
Now we have come to Lil B's fifth body. This time, he would score on Chris World /Zone 7 /Trap City again by allegedly killing Johnny, also known as Scooter, from Zone 7, the same gang as Rio came from, who Lil B allegedly killed in 2011. Scooter, only 19 years old, whose real name was Johnny Howell, was on his way home together with his 23-year-old friend from a neighborhood in the 600 block of East 67th Street when a vehicle pulled up to them and opened fire. Scooter was hit multiple times and was taken to Northwestern Memorial Hospital where he was sadly pronounced dead. However, if Lil B was really the one who killed Scooter is uncertain. There are several rumors that it was TYMB who got Scooter due to the murder of Obama from TYMB. There are even tweets where friends of Scooter write, RIP Scooter, 065K or YMK, indicating that TYMB did it. The names from TYMB that have been rumored are Moneyman, Face and Roro. I can already tell you that Lil B allegedly had 6 bodies, or 7 if you believe the Baldi theory. 6 of them I have already told about, and here I must be clear, only 2 of them are confirmed by police reports, Jizzle and Patoon. Baldi, Rio, Scooter and Levon are unconfirmed. The 7th, J Money from a block, which we will be coming to soon, is also confirmed by the police. This means he has 3 confirmed bodies that we know of and 4 unconfirmed, where you viewers can choose whether you want to believe it or not. Anyway, back to Scooter. When I look through the Twitter feed after his death, I get a picture that he was a very beloved member, and I also get a feeling that he put in work. There are pictures of him with guns, and Zone 7 /Trap City adopted the nickname Scooter Block to honor his memory. In late 2012, shortly after allegedly killing Scooter, Lil B shot up O Block and was arrested a few days later for parole violation. However, it wasn't related to the shooting. He was observed in an alley of 6430 South Eberhard along with 6 other people when Lil...
Boy, they can't keep his ass behind there for shit. He get out like a motherfucking... What's song without bones? Like mice, whatever the fuck you call it. Like, he was just getting loophole through loop. Like, I don't get it. That little motherfucker was slick.
B saw the cops looking in his direction. He immediately started running and tried to flee the scene. However, he was detained shortly after by the police. In August 2013, he got arrested for trespass. He had a lot of those charges on his record. Most of the members do. However, before we get to the year 2013, I must of course mention the murder of P5, also known as King Crack, the murder that would later lead to the murder of J Money from a block. On October 30th, 2012, P5 agreed to meet up with the person he thought came to buy drugs at 9:13 a.m., at least that is the rumor. His incident report said he was on his way to buy coffee in the morning. Anyway, instead of meeting up with a customer, he was greeted with an ugly surprise. The people he saw were allegedly King Von, J Money, Big A, L.A. Capone and Manny from 600. As soon as he saw them he started running, but unfortunately, J Money caught up with him and shot him in his back. P5 fell to the ground, but the OB 600 members did not stop there. They all stood over him and shot him 6 times in his face and 9 times in his body. After they were done, they pretty much left P5 on the ground, without a face and 9 holes in his body, and when paramedics and police arrived at the crime scene, they had a hard time identifying the body. It was that ugly. Derek was taken to John H. Strother Jr. Hospital of Cook County, where he was pronounced dead. Just like I mentioned earlier in the video, Lil B mostly hung out with members from Dro City and did most of his dirt together with them. He was very close with P5, even though he had a shootout with his brother Panky when Lil B claimed TYMB. A little less than a year later, in September 2013, Lil B would take revenge on the block 3 days before P5's birthday.
Damn. Say he ain't play that shit.
If you like your relationship with him, like your friendship with him, just
yeah, me and Melly, we like this is my boy. Like, yeah, I love Melly to death. That's my homie in college and shit.
They want to know if you do a feature with Modell, P5, Malcolm. You know them? Nah. Alright, never mind. He already told us about Tuka. He said Tuka one of his favorites to work with. They want to know about the Gleesh Place video.
Oh, Gleesh Place coming soon. And I do a feature with all them niggas. Tell them just send them money.
Yeah, we need that bag. 100 racks. 100 racks a feet.
I don't think they got it.
My boy charging 100 racks.
Don't get me started on this bitch. I be sick. Y'all don't know me. Y'all don't know. I be tricking on this bitch. Say the names who want to do the features again.
I already know.
He'd have to scroll up. I can't even see that shit.
Hey, y'all, listen to the names. He said want to do the feature.
We'll get a clip of it and we'll send it to you.
Alright, tell me the names. Listen to the names. He said want to do a feature with you.
They want to know if you'd ever do it.
That motherfucker is so arrogant. I swear he was. Like every video, you could tell he was just trying to be being an ass. It's like for no reason, regardless. He was just on camera being a dick.
A song with Youngin Ace, Jada Youngin.
I mean, I ain't talking shit. I'm just saying that's that nigga persona.
And K, I don't know who that K or.
No, say the other names you said.
You gotta scroll up so I can read that. Can you do that for me? Hold on. It was. Now scroll up a little more, If you do a feature with Modell, Tyreek, P5, or Malcolm.
Who the fuck? Look out, folks, look.
That's a no, right? I'm assuming that's a no.
Hey, folks, talk the fuck you on some police shit.
I don't even. Who are those? Am I supposed to know who they are?
Man, them people is dead. You bogus. Now I'm just left. What's that? Let's go to the next question.
No, that's crazy. They had me violate like that.
Hey, you with that shit? Fuck 63rd. Nah, just play.
Damn, man,
they had me violate.
Damn. Damn. It's hot as shit.
On September 2nd, 2013, Lil B would catch his sixth and last body, and to quote Lil Twan from Taekwon World, he would give P5 the best birthday gift. Of course, I'm talking about the murder of the outstanding member J Money from a block. It has long been speculated that J Money was set up by a girl when he was killed, and that K.I. was one of the killers along with Lil B. However, almost all of this is false except that Lil B was actually the killer. However, some people like Mona from a block claim J Money was with a girl named Smokey when he was killed. However, this does not seem to be true, at least when looking through police documents. Much of the information in the report is redacted in black to protect witnesses and other valuable information. In the report, it was mentioned that J Money was together with Prince Dre and E-Dog when they drove to the 6600 block of South Rhodes Avenue to do laundry. At the same time, Lil B was with at least one other person in the car. The driver, who is unknown, drove up next to J Money's car in traffic, and Lil B was hiding in the car to then peek to get a glimpse to see if it really was J Money in the car. They then followed J Money's car.
This nigga ain't taking no day off. He was always the fuck up there.
And the driver dropped off Lil B on 66th and Rhodes, where Lil B went behind a house, went through a gangway, and started blowing with his 9mm Luger at J Money, who was loading his laundry in his car with E-Dog while Prince Dre was in the car. As soon as the shots started to pop off, J Money started running. Lil B ran after him, shooting in his direction. Sadly, J Money got it in the lower body and fell to the ground. He got up and tried to flee into an alley, but Lil B was still on his heels. He continued blasting at J Money, and now he hit more serious shots on J Money. He was hit in the chest several times, one of which went out of his mouth, and one that hit J Money right in the forehead. The whole thing about J Money was stood over and was shot 4 times in the grill, as Wooski stated in his song Computers, is completely false and probably only meant as a mockery.
Yeah. I heard that song though. Wow. I remember that line.
Yeah, traffic. Fuck J Money. Fuck J Money.
J J Money, 21, whose real name was Jerome Wood, was sadly pronounced dead on the scene once the paramedics arrived. What is also mentioned in the documents is that once the shots started ringing in the air, Edog allegedly jumped in the driver's seat and drove off from the scene together with Prince Dre. However, the names Prince Dre and Edog are not mentioned. The identifications are puzzled together by date of birth, descriptions along with the fact that Prince Dre said in a song that he witnessed J Money die. The police report confirmed in several places that Rayson, Lil B, Shaw was the suspected sole shooter in the murder of J Money. The documents also reveal that King Lil J and FBG Butta provided information about the murder, and that they have heard that Lil B was the suspected killer. What is really revealing when you read all these documents is how many actually snitched to the police. There really are a lot snitches in all the gangs in Chicago. There is no gang where no one...
You telling me ain't no loyalty, my man? I'm gonna need to look these damn documents up. That's fucked up. He said some of everybody snitching in the background. So that's why some niggas look suspicious saying certain shit online. I see.
Has snitched. I just want to make that clear. What is also revealing in the documents is that the same weapon used in the murder of J Money was used only a little less than 2 weeks in a shooting on Front Street where 6 members were arrested, one of them Lil B. This is really a common thread through all the documents about Lil B. He did not seem to have any problems keeping a dirty gun with bodies on it. Nearly all his guns that were used in murders could be linked to multiple shootings on different occasions.
Come up to his part, huh? Yep. Gotta be. God dang. What the hell you supposed to read all that shit clipped out? Probably gotta go find this.
As most of you already know, J Money was one of the older and more respected members of O Block. He had been in the game even before Wick City. He was allegedly involved in multiple murders and shot people like 50 Shot, Torrance, and Rel from Dro City, and Boomin from STL/EBT. He was really putting in a lot of work and was one of O Block's top members. After his death, O Block adopted the nickname Money Gang, or OBMG, to honor his memory. J Money is also the reason why several members today have Munna in their name, such as Munna Duke and Ocho Munna. A lot of people were after Lil B after the murder of J Money. He was close with gang like Lamron, THF 46, 600 and O Block, and all gangs were prepared slide to in his name. Once King Von came out was Lil B on top of the list of people he wanted gone. However, they never managed to catch him. You see, Lil B moved very smart and was always on go and on alert. Just like with King Von, he was either out in traffic, lurking or in apartments. He was one step ahead all the time, which you have to be. If you are one step behind, there is always someone who is one step ahead and then it can be over in seconds. Lil B just went on and on terrorizing all the gang he was into it with. It is rumored that he shot D-Rose in the stomach. Money Man from TYMB was about to smoke C-Day while riding around with Cray Cray, Lil J and Ju Blow from STL/EBT. However, C-Day's mom came out in the last second and said she would tell the police, and Lil B allegedly once ran up on Ocho Munna to kill him, but while having the gun barreled to his head, the gun jammed. Despite several attempts to pull the trigger, The gun did not go off, which is a big reason why Ocho is alive today. He really had God on his side.
He got lucky by a motherfucking default of a weapon. Man, how the fuck anybody come that close to luck? None really, shit. You don't really hear that shit.
The day. It is also rumored that Lil B used to hide in trash cans to pop up and start blasting on whoever he
What the fuck? Nah, go back to that again.
was alive today. He really had God on his side that day. It is also rumored that Lil B used to hide in trash cans to pop up and start blasting on whoever he was after, in an attempt to end a life.
That's some shit.
Got hit up. My favorite memory with Lil J, my last memory was Lil J, was when Lil B was alive. It was me, Creed, Jesto, Lil J, and Lil B. We riding around all the blocks in the city, and we ready to crash. I ain't gonna lie, we was ready to crash out with anything that was moving. We ended up on Front Street at KO's them crib. This no bullshit. We on 62nd. We right outside the building where E-Day them, all them outside, bro. We PC they on the back of the building, bro. On everything. We about to slam them out. They mama jump up like, y'all going to jail if y'all slam out. We just left it alone, bro. These real facts, real stories. Because I want to see that anyway. Because, you know, from the time when he did that shit on King Drive too. So I was trying to get back. But yeah, long live Lil B. That was the last time I was with Lil J. Now, me, him, Lil B, Creed. We was riding around the whole city, bro. We was in the F-150. This nigga was in the motherfucking, his little Maximum or whatever the fuck car Lil J had.
Something like that. But I heard like back in the day, I don't know, it was like 2013, 14, some shit like that. You had a run-in with somebody named Lil B or something, and some crazy shit happened.
Some shit went down, man.
It was like a shootout, like what? What was it?
We was on 63rd. It was me, one of my homies, one of my old homies who was snitching on one of my homies and shit. We on 63rd. You know, we used to try to steal iPhone. We used to be fucked up. We trying to get our high. We out there pulling a 24. We out there like 7 in the morning. A motherfucker come with a fat. I mean, he had a dog. A motherfucker had a dog. Motherfucker like, what the fuck is this with the dog? We instantly. I got a Glory Boy sweater on. This one shit popping. We get on his ass. We where you from? Woo. He all woo. Y'all know my uncle woo from the his name such and such and shit. Woo, that's my uncle woo. Oh, y'all alright, you good woo. So a motherfucker got up out of that shit. As soon as I look back, motherfucker come back with a fat ass hoodie on and shit. I'm like, man, what the fuck? You know, he acting like he on the phone. He woo. Y'all see my uncle?
Up it.
We like, no, motherfucker, you feel me? But we all like standing like this. My homie right here, then I'm in the middle, then this other buddy and shit. And he on the phone. Long story short, this nigga pulled his pipe out and shot my homie in his jaw. Like, boom. But I guess he tried to shoot my homie in his head. Damn. So he shot my homie like, boom. My homie took off, like, phew, like he didn't even get shot. If I'm lying down on my son's soul, the nigga up that bitch in my face on my son, and the gun jammed. I'm just like shell shocked on God. He instantly hit the alley, like from 63rd to 62nd, like in between alley. He hit the alley. See where he finna go. See where he went. I ran to the back of the school. My homie right there, laying on the floor. Blood coming all out his motherfucking neck. You feel me? Out his neck. I'm thinking he got shot in the neck. Whole time folks got shot in the jaw. But hell yeah, that shit crazy, man. Then
that motherfucker probably went in.
Then like months later,
went down.
Got motherfucker got killed this. Motherfucker did that shit, get killed this shit. Yeah, that shit was wild.
You can tell that fucked him up. That nigga did not want to tell that story. Now his face like, damn, I had to relive that moment. That's fucked up.
Now the story is actually starting to come to an end. We are now in the year 2014. Basically everybody, including the police, were after Lil B. The police wanted to lock him up for good, and the enemies wanted him gone for good. On March 29th, his life ended for good after the police shot him dead. However, before we get to that event, there is one thing to tell. Just 1 week before he was shot dead, he was involved in a triple shooting in which 3 men from Patoon were shot. Lil B must have really had an incredibly good sight to hit 3 people, and this was before switches became common to use. Who the members actually were is unknown, and fortunately all survived the shooting. It's really mind-blowing how much work Lil B actually put in, and for me who writes about it, it's fascinating that he never bragged about his work on social media. That way you can compare.
That's because silence keep you available. You don't have no motherfucking knowing what you done.
Compare him to No Limit Mad Max, who also put in a lot of work. Many members actually put in work just to brag about it later on social media to get credit and attention from girls and whatnot, but not Lil B. What is also interesting is that even though he has been mentioned as the suspect in 3 murder reports, he was never charged with murder but only sat inside for minor crimes. He sat inside with people like Dro and Trey 5, and actually bumped heads with them in the county a lot of times. Trey 5 and Lil B were like King Von and Wooski. They often got into it with and were top members from respective blocks, but they never caught each other. Trey 5 and T-Roy were Lil B's main targets in the street. Lil B also got into it with DYMB members in the county, Diondi for example. Another interesting rumor is that Lil B apparently never sold drugs a day in his life. He was all about shooting and killing.
Hey, so I'd rather catch a body. Fuck all that. Hey.
On March 29th, 2014, Rayson, Lil B, Shaw, was shot and killed by police. According to police,
it wasn't even one of his rivals? Ain't that a bitch? I'm thinking like they just gonna get down on him. Ain't that a bitch?
This shooting was justified. They say Shaw was seen participating in a suspected drug transaction.
So you shot him? This better make sense.
When officers confronted him, he fled the scene. Police claim they cornered him in the gangway between 2 buildings when Shaw drew a .40 caliber Glock handgun with an extended magazine and laser sight attachment and pointed it at the officers, who then opened fire. Lil B was struck with bullets all over the body and collapsed in the gangway in the 6200 block of South Rhodes Avenue in the Woodlawn neighborhood. According to police, Lil B was holding a handgun in his right hand and pointing it at the officer, refusing to drop the weapon after being ordered by a plainclothes officer, according to police. After the man refused to drop the weapon, the officer fired after being in fear for his safety and life.
That fear part always sound like a fucking lie. I don't give a fuck with those. Like, all the training they take, y'all just so scared. Like, what the fuck is you talking about?
According to the police statement, tragically, Lil B was pronounced dead at the scene. The police pulled a gun like he was going to shoot him too, telling him to back up, said Veronique, the victim's cousin. He was just laying there. He did not have any weapon or anything. He was just trying to hop a gate. He never posed a threat or anything, said friend Jay. He had a warrant of his arrest that he knew of, so maybe that's why he took off running. The incident drew a large crowd of people into the streets, a lot of them angry at what they viewed as an unprovoked shooting, openly confronting police. At least 3 people were led away in handcuffs. I got a call from my daughter. She was screaming and hollering. My son was going up to his cousin's house, and the next thing I know he's running through the alley and the police shot him, said Sharon Shaw, the victim's mother. Among those who were drawn out by the shooting was Shaw's boss. She says the 20-year-old had a criminal history, but now worked for her, cleaning out foreclosed homes. He was a kid, said Shamika. He had a troubled past, but he was trying to get his life together. He had started working. Come to work every day on time. I had no complaints about him. Shaw was wanted on a warrant for missing a court appearance for a misdemeanor criminal trespass charge. As with all police-involved shootings, it is now the Independent Police Review Authority that is in charge of the investigation. The shooting was justified according to the police after reviews.
That was bullshit. I don't believe it. Foul play, my nigga. Damn it. It's funny if them niggas would have got down on them. I don't give a fuck. We want their ass too. Pull up to the police station, get the blowing that bitch up. Ain't that a bitch?
A deadly shootout in the middle of a Chicago street in the middle of the morning. A suspect allegedly pulls a gun on police who fired fatal shots. Good evening, everyone. I'm Jim Williams. My Martinez is off. It happened in the Woodlawn neighborhood. Police say they were chasing a suspected drug dealer. Let's go right to CBS 2 Suzanne Lemio live from the police department's area central headquarters with more on this developing story. Suzanne?
The fuck?
Jim, detectives here and the Independent Police Review Authority are now investigating this shooting. A massive...
I don't know. I just don't like police my damn son. I mean, I done had my problems, but I can't deal. I don't believe shit them motherfuckers say. I don't give a fuck. Paperwork, you can say whatever. Motherfuckers done lie to kill motherfuckers they sell.
Police presence between Eberhart and Rhodes on 63rd. Patrol cars, blue lights flashing after a police-involved shooting.
He got shot 7 times on Rhodes, right there by the police.
Friends say 19-year-old Rasan Shaw had just left them to get something to eat.
He was running through the alley with no gun or nothing, because he just left us, so we know he ain't had no gun. The police shot him unjustified. Too many times in his back, he ain't doing nothing, man.
Chicago Fraternal Order of Police Lodge 7 spokesperson Pat Camden says Shaw was caught by police in the middle of a drug deal. They went after him. Camden says Shaw pointed a gun at police.
Officer defends himself, shoots the offender, and we did recover a .40 caliber Glock with an extended clip.
Chaos erupts after the shooting. An angry mob gathers.
They tired of that shit.
The rumor starts to spread that he didn't have a gun and the police shot him for no reason. Nothing could be further from the truth. Carrying a gun and you're stopped by the police, put your hands up in the air, and I guarantee you won't get shot. Point a gun at a police.
Nigga, please.
I guarantee you will get shot.
That's what happened in this case.
Absolutely.
And police say that semi-automatic handgun recovered also had a laser sight on it. Live at Area Central, Suzanne Lemigno, CBS 2 News. Jim?
Suzanne, thank you.
Now the story of Rayson, Lil B, Shaw from EBT is over. It's one of the most interesting stories I've learned about. A young man who grew up in a tough and violent environment, just like many of the other members in Chicago. He was a member of TYMB who had a name already in 2007. He switched gang to the enemy side in 2009 due to snitch rumors which turned out to be fake, but he had already made up his mind. He was one of EBT's most active shooters, allegedly catching multiple bodies and shooting a dozen people. He was respected among all sets in the Woodlawn area. Even members from 051 Young Money set up pictures of Lil B on the wall after his death. Over 100 people protested and damn near started a riot towards the police after he was shot dead. Of course, He was also mocked by members from a block, DYMB, 600, THF 46 and Lamron. Both King Von and D-Rose mocked him for a lot of obvious reasons. Lil B took away a lot of their friends. On the whole, it is a very sad story. He took many lives from our world, destroyed several families, and later he lost his own life, and left his own family in grief and anger.
But he didn't lose his life to the rivals. He lost him to some bitches. Hey, man, it's fuck. Tell me about it.
Thank you for watching the video. Please like, subscribe and comment on what you thought of it.
Oh, shit. God damn. I mean, that little motherfucker was different. I see why him and K.I. got along well. I see that shit. They probably was doing hella drills. I don't know, man. That shit crazy. But anywho, like, comment, subscribe. You know what I'm saying? Let me know how you felt about this. To me, that was a little savage. I'm gonna give you that. Anywho, until then, I might hop back on this motherfucking the mid. I don't know yet. But until then,